morning, Mr. Thomas. So today's question is, how do you train clients to use the software once it's delivered?
Yeah. Thank you, Lavanya. Good morning to you also. Um, so what happens, no, when a software is developed, it typically takes about 2 months or maybe more than that. And when we deliver the software, the entire organization, depending on the size of the organization, sometimes it might be just 10 employees. Sometimes it can be as high as 200 employees working in an organization or more than that. What happens is suddenly the entire team is having to follow a new process or a new methodology, whatever they were doing by writing down on a piece of paper or maybe just informing verbally to another person or maybe sending a text message. Suddenly it is being formulated through a very systematic and a very structured process through a software. There is a lot of change that the team has to go through, though the change is for good, but still there is a small resistance, there is a small fear in them that what is going to happen, and fear with respect to, am I doing the right thing, am I clicking the right button, will it create any issues inside the software? So there's a lot of apprehension also that comes up in the team whenever software is implemented for the first few days or few weeks. Okay, not more than that. So what happens is, the first thing is, the organization will have to go through a complete cultural change, from being a people-driven organization to a complete process-driven organization, from being a spontaneous organization where things just happen based on how people think or feel, rather than how a proper systematic way of doing things. So there's a shift that has to happen. A new culture has to be brought in. And what will happen is, for the first few weeks or few months, there is always doubts that will keep coming up from the team members. How do I do this, or how is this process going to work, and all this kind of thing. So what we do is, as an organization, we train a few key personnel of the employees, of the team members. So we train them completely all through the software, and we show them, we give them a walkthrough. We even record the entire process, and we provide the recording to them, so that at least the key personnel in the organization is aware as to how the software works, so that they can internally help their employees, and they can ensure that the software is being used correctly, and the organization can benefit from the software, and they can increase their productivity. Ultimately the idea is of the software is to help them grow their revenues, grow their profits, increase productivity. That's the purpose of the software. So by training some key personnel inside the organization, we are able to achieve that. And apart from that, as a vendor to companies, what we do is, we provide them 1 year of free support. So we are available with them for an entire year after the delivery of the software. So the advantage of that is, any concerns that the client has, any doubts that the client has, everything we provide support for them for one entire year. So typically what happens after a software is delivered, for the first 2 to 3 months, there are regular, questions from the customer, doubts from the customer. And after 3 to 4 months, then we don't see much of questions coming in. It's quite rare. And by the time it's 1 year, everything is settled down. The company is completely, working with the software. The every single team member uses the software to ensure that the process is running correctly, and there is a very smooth transition that happens from a non-software organization to a software organization. So this is how we ensure that we train our clients to ensure that they are using the software correctly after it's delivered. Thank you, Ma. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.